Pues venga, chicos, el final, casi el final del camino. Bueno, eso es.
Soon, I have to be ready to face anything.
Venga,
I'm
vamos.
determined to save Shion and Dana.
Ahora seguro que hay un montón de cinemática, un montón de... Hay que leer una barbaridad.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I
Aquí
want
es
to look
donde...
through that room over there. Curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
We should go through that room some more
Vale,
before we move
pues nada,
on.
me tengo que comer esto igualmente.
This looks like
ALPHEN.
some kind of research
ALPHEN
facility.
era clon, ya verás. Había un montón de clones.
The laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
A lo mejor os imagináis que hay un montón de ALPHENs ahí y que él simplemente es una copia de muchas y que el que ha vivido en el pasado no es él y que él simplemente es, ¿sabes? O sea, algo así. Y que de repente el malo final sea otro ALPHEN. Es que sería muy...
Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed hall.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the sovereign?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? Whoever the sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, sovereigns and forbidden zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed
Pero
place.
también es que la historia de esta, o sea, tampoco la cuentan.
True ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose.
O sea, no sé. ¿Os imagináis que encontramos un búho por aquí? Tampoco. Pero, no sé. Es que sería como muy... Y tampoco es que no sabemos nada del pasado de Sion. No sabemos nada, absolutamente nada del pasado de Sion.
I think I can make this well. These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating a composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of...
Este tío yo creo que piensa demasiado que...
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Tío, pues que eres una rata de
Where do
laboratorio.
I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names. With the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign.
Y el otro, el Balfrog este, bueno, el último malo, seguramente también era un soberano pero que salió mal.
It's
¿No?
your call. Read it. There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I found one that was successful.
ALPHEN, ¿no?
Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, ALPHEN.
Pero si ya lo sabías, tío.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Sí, ya lo sabías.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Sí, ya lo sabías. Luego
Test
más
subject
tarde.
number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Lo ves que lo sabía.
Volron? But that means...
She's only sovereign because someone made him. That way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the
Es que
experiment
lo
was a
sabía,
success.
tío. Es que vamos. Pero si ya lo sabíamos, tío, Alphen. Que eras una
But
ratita
what
de
about the
laboratorio.
winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
A ver, se veía venir también.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign.
No. O sea, pero el Wolfram este. Pero ¿cuándo se despertó el otro? Esa es la cuestión. ¿Cuándo narices se despertó el Wolfram este? Claro, es soberanamente poderoso. Es brutalmente poderoso. Uf. Entonces, porque el otro, o sea, no lo fuiste tú, el otro también lo fue.
Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet
Obviamente.
is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
No la creo.
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Esto
Either way,
es que bebe de
it's fair
mucho
to say
esto.
she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
Pero no dice nada tampoco de Sion.
So this is where ALPHEN became the sovereign.
Mira la doncella.
vulnerable.
Only 2 sovereigns. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already,
Ya decía yo.
but it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it. Before you...
Yeah,
That's right.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
O sea que estaba puesto ahí a posta, tío. Vale, tío, lo de... es que no... Máscara sedante. Eh, o sea... No sé. Va, bueno. Vamos a ver. Venga, otra fumada de estas. Venga, se van a quedar en la mierda con tanta droga, ¿eh?
Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
Qué mona, ¿eh?
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elphen. Farewell.
Naori...
O sea, hace un día la odiabas, tío.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Y por nuestra hija. Yo qué sé, tío, que diga algo.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lennigus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Bueno. Vale, aquí no hay nada, ¿no? Ostras, aquí es donde hicieron el este de...
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course.
Ahora saldrá un recuerdo suyo, ¿no?
300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
Ahora se materializa la otra, la energía astral y aparece la Naori esta, ¿no?
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's
vendrá.
difficult, ALPHEN, but there will be time to dwell on the past later.
Uy, ¿qué ha pasado?
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused
¡Oh! ¡Hostias!
ALPHEN to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
Yo creo que esta es la mala.
Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us.
¿Pero quién es?
All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As sovereign, they linked ALPHEN's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its
Buah, me
cracks.
estoy perdiendo mucho.
That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. ALPHEN lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
Madre mía. Da igual, es que lo que es el juego en
With the
sí...
destructive force now slumber.
A ver, sí. ¿Puede mejorar lo que es el juego final con un buen final? Sí, pero no sé.
Inside of me. I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
Ostras, ya está, claro.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be.
Claro, pasamos... Vale, vale.
The
Sí,
Renis
sí.
Alma was lost, and ALPHEN, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well.
Pero a ver, claro, a ver, su descendencia y todo eso. ¿Y cómo coño la tía esta tiene hijos si no puede tocar a nadie? Le meten ahí el rabo y se ha muerto el tío.
Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish.
Pero sigue sin explicar por qué requieren la energía astral de esta peña.
Wait, you can't just...
Siguen sin explicarlo.